Once I was 7 years old, Mama told me I gotta be disciplined or I would lose money in the market. It is a big, big world, and we thought we were bigger. Doing DD to the limits, we were learning quicker. By 11 selling calls and trading tickers. Never rich, so we gotta making profit to get some liquor. Once I was 11 years old, Daddy told me I gotta embrace the risk or I will be lonely. I always had that dream like my daddy before me. So I started trading, started spreading put stories. Something about that bleed when I was holding MMAT. Cause only the ones who believe will ever know me. Once I was 20 years old, story got told. Yo, what is up, dudes and dudettes? This is Diligence here. Well, let's just say we're in a pickle right now. As you can see, I told you guys it's gonna have a gap up, which we did. We have a 13 cents gap up today, okay? And one of the viewers is like, on point, but I think he's just being sarcastic. But here's a very interesting thing, right? 13 cents back to the $8 is nothing. But right now we're at what? Almost $4 per share now? Jesus, George, like we gotta do something. If we don't do something, I don't know how long everybody's gonna have faith in this company. I mean, as far as all the DD goes, I'm pretty sure we're correct, right? And then what happens is all these short ladders, they're not really called short ladders, this is just a way of how the shorts pressure the stock price. And because they pressure the stock price, if you look at the volume associated with this, these 1 million volume dump off like right at market begins, it's just ridiculous. It's also abnormal. It's like it's sort of like half panic selling, half shorting. And also to explain why I said before that we want them to cover either on Thursday or on Friday to trigger a squeeze is because the earlier they cover, that means they can re-short the same stock for more, okay? Because essentially when they cover early, that means the temporary bottom, we reaches the temporary bottom. And then their objective is to sort of create another temporary bottom. And because if you look at all of these volume spikes and all of these volume, it seems like sell is bigger than buy. That means right now we're really not ready for another short sneaky attack. It's just we don't have a stable following on the stock. And if you go on to I know Wall Street Bet is a really horrible example of showing how people's sentiment for the stock. But if you go on Wall Street Bet and if you look at MMAT, it's ranked so down here, and look at the average attention span we got, like 0, right? And if you look at what are people talking about over here, on CEO tweeted trust DD and the plan. Yes, we do trust PDM plan. If we go back and look at this user, I don't think they even follow us content, and a lot of people don't really know, like they don't understand what metamaterial really do. I think what we should do is, or just our channel should do, me and number 2 should put out videos on strictly on a VC standpoint and sort of explaining the tech. So George sort of explained the tech in a very like detailed tech levels, or like what are the implications on 5G, what are implications on this, on that, like why the glucose monitor is so important, right? But I think honestly it's too long, and I think it's a little bit too sort of lengthy. So I heard a lot of people actually fall asleep during the conference call. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna like make separate 15-minute videos explaining those tasks, explaining what are potentials, explaining why they're important, and then we're gonna push them out hopefully this weekend. Because you know, guys, like we're heavily in the red right now. Like even me, I have to take on another job to like get more money so I can sort of. I have in my mind, I have another price tag where I think like this is another entry point where I just will buy the exact same amount of shares, so then I'll just deadly average down my price, right? So another thing I need to tell you guys is like stop. Like you guys should stop just like taking out money from your bank and just keeping averaging down every single day. Okay, don't do that. Because if this trend proceeds, I can tell you exactly why this is happening, and I can tell you if this trend keep proceeding, don't do that, because the more money you put into one single stock, the less diversified your entire portfolio is, and you're gonna take on a tremendous mental toll. Like, just look me in the eyes and stop doing that, because I don't want you guys to go through a lot of things that I've been going through for like the first half of my life, especially like when my father decided to like go double down and average down one stock, and it's like the market crisis. Okay, and I one of our neighbor actually it's like something kind of hard to talk about. So one of our neighbors, like we were like pretty good family friend back then. Like, you know, yeah, I still go to boarding school. I mean, I went back home on the weekends, and like just all of a sudden like one weekend I went there, and just turned out that his dad isn't there anymore, and then it just turned out that um, he decided to, you know, pull off the stunt that you sort of like just walk off from a, you know, high building and that kind of thing. Um, I know like it's something really hard to talk about, but like I don't want any of my viewers to do that. You guys, like, please, like, I love you guys. I know you guys love my content. I absolutely adore you guys, and you guys' support means everything to us. So like just please don't like for example, I can tell you exactly what really happens, right? So sorry, I'm a little bit teared up right now, and also like due to the working situation, like I have to work. So I look at the market open at 6:30, and then my work start around like 9:30, and then from 9:30 I have to work until like 7 o'clock. When I get home, it's somewhere around like 8 o'clock already, and then and because you know I'm a fragile human being, I need to take a nap for an hour. Otherwise, I won't be able to have the energy to do anything. So then hopefully this cycle is gonna end a little bit, because this traveling trip is probably gonna end around like the 22nd to the 23rd, and then I will go back and I'll have more time with you guys, and we're probably gonna start streaming. So then what is really sad about streaming is I actually, because due to MMAT, because I was so heavy on MMAT, because I believe in the tech, and maybe we're too early, maybe we're not, but time will tell, right? It actually started eating away my minimum day trading. So on Robinhood, the day trading limit is 20K, and then MMAT's losses is slowly eating away my 20K day trading minimum requirement. So then number two is like, well, since your liquidity is getting stranded, and at this point we can't really cut our losses, right? Because if we cut our losses, it's literally like what, like 45%, 50% just all gone. But if we just wait it out, perhaps we probably can go back to our cost basis, right? So then number two is like, why don't you just, cause you can ask, shout out to our friend, and shout out to HN, and shout out to Captain Crunch, right? And go ask them, and like my day trade expertise and predictions are quite right. You can go ask your elf friend, our Alfie friend there. Pretty right. Today I was pretty right about you know, Virgin Galactic and everything. And number two is like, why don't you just go on stream, right? Like, say you've done with your business trade, go back and start streaming like at 6 o'clock in the morning, and we sort of just like sniff out some of the interesting day tradable stock based on pre-market analysis, and then you guys can hop on chat and ask me certain questions, like maybe, you know, make some tips on super chat so we can put that super chat money into MMAT. But yeah, and then if you guys make money, you know, that makes me really happy. So but the problem I have with this is I don't really know if there's any legal ramification for that. So if you guys know anything about this, comment down below, because I don't really see a lot of people just openly stream about day trading on YouTube. I think you cannot open up a transaction terminal. So what I can do is I can pull up this ticker and just do some like quick 15-minute chart analysis and everything. But anyways, go back to MMAT. Yeah, comment down below and tell me about it, because I still trying to figure out the legal side of YouTube, because we don't want, the channel's still young, we don't want to get in trouble and everything. So this part is okay. After merger, this part is okay. All the way until to this day, okay? To basically not last Friday, but the Friday before, where we almost hit $8. Like we're literally on not Friday. Like this is a Tuesday, right? Tuesday right before the Fed minute. This is the Fed minute day, okay? So this day we touched $8 mark, and we sort of like traded down afterwards. But it's okay because we are setting up for success basically for the next day. And as you can see, like we put up this like wedges up. That means as long as within this week we trade over this mark at one point. See, in this candle, this morning wick candle, this one literally means that market consensus, or at that point of time, right? Market consensus is like we can literally push this. We're ready to push $8 line, which we did, right? And this is okay. This part is healthy. Okay, this part is healthy. Right? This part is healthy. What becomes toxic is right after our friend Powwow, right? Jay Powell. Our buddy Jay Powell decided to be a party pooper, and on Wednesday, everything just turned to a annihilation right here. This is literally extinction level event. I would doubt that these two big going down candles are purely hedge fund manipulation. I think the first volume will probably due to shorts, and the second volume will probably be panic selling. Because you go on Yahoo Finance, or not really Yahoo Finance, because a lot of Yahoo Finance comments are filtered, right? If you go on like if you just look at like a lot of our comments, and if you look at like even on MMAT itself on Reddit, even though I think a lot of the comments got deleted and everything, under those comments, like people are just saying that I don't know if they're just, trying to media manipulate this thing. They're just like, oh, we're selling out, and people on Twitter is asking who's selling, right? But in reality, like retail itself is not really like a very stronghold sort of thing. We're not at the AMC level stronghold yet. Hopefully later on our community is going to be that strong, and I'm pretty sure at least 80% of my community isn't really cutting their losses, isn't really selling. I mean, there are two reasons, right? One reason is a lot of us are actually the average price is around like this point, like average price like $10, and average price is around like $8.5, from what I've heard and what I've seen on Discord and everything, right? And then the thing about and we only have like, let's just say, I think there are less than 10% of us actually have a average price around $2 mark, right? And a lot of you already like buy some back around this point, around that point, and some of you like buy back a bunch of shares around this point too. So this week's development is super toxic from Wednesday all the way until today, right? And today, I think one of you are saying $4 is the floor. No, like when you see the stock price reaches $4, not even close to 12 o'clock, like Californian time, that means by the end of the market close, it's gonna wiggle around like 390, 380-ish. And then it's going to wiggle back around $4, but the $4 line will probably become a resistance line rather than a support line, if that makes sense. It's more like if you go back and look at our other videos, you will find out that one of them have a sneaky peek trick there. We talk about like when anything touches the support line for 3 times, there's going to be a change when like either going up or going down. It either becomes a stepping stone support line or it becomes a resistance line for future volume to overcome, right? In this case, for particular today, the $4 line becomes a resistance line right now. Okay. And another thing we really need to talk about is I don't really want to get really into George's tweet yet, because we're working our best to push out Dear George video, and number 2 has been spending so much time editing this that video, and shout out to our Alfie friend, and shout out to everyone who helped us on this project on Discord, and thank you so much for you guys' support. We were probably gonna incubate it a little bit more, but it seems like it's super urgent right now, because George himself's expertise isn't in stock market or isn't in finance. He's a techie boy. George is smart, techie boy, genius, owns a bunch of patents, got PhD. But I think PR isn't his strong suit. So we gotta help him figure this out. And he can't just go on Twitter and say we have potential partnership, but we can't disclose. What he can do is he can sort of use those sneaky peek techniques to sort of send out market whispers. So then some people will come in and start buying this. Okay, this is super undervalued right now. And I think in this video the intro is gonna be the song, but I've been working on this song for a little bit, guys, because I think that's gonna cheer you up. But anyways, as long as for tomorrow's price projection, at this point I cannot be optimistic, because I feel like if I'm being optimistic, you guys are just gonna take on more and more and more and more money to like quote unquote average down. But the reality of averaging down is, in your brain, you should have your own opinion of where this thing's actually gonna go down to. At this point, the pattern is, okay, also another thing I need to tell you guys about is what really happened today, okay? I might not even make another separate video about this, because I feel like there's gonna be way more time editing, and by the time it's out, it's already tomorrow morning. So in this video, I'm just gonna talk about this. Like if you look at this candle, right? The sell-off today started off when it gaps up. Right? When it gaps up, you already see a huge massive volume, just like bam, market open, bam, I sell off, right? Like even before market open, like people start buying in, right? But somehow a majority of this candle composed of people who just like start selling off in the beginning of the market. And what is super interesting is what this candle represent almost equals to the aftermarket buying volume around like market close, which means people are playing sculpting, right? People are playing sculpting or swing trading on MMAT. I mean, it is a great swing trading material, but they're making less and less profit by doing that, because hedge funds would adapt to that, right? And also another thing I need you guys to know is, what we really need to figure out is when, or more like, did the hedge funds actually cover on Wednesday? And we don't have that sort of data yet. Why would I say that? Is because because it's the SEC, so we want to figure out whether on this day, right? Whether on this day the hedge fund actually covered or not. But the problem is, the SEC have a 6 or 5 day delay on a lot of the data, and we can't really figure it out right now. So the earliest we can figure out whether there's actually going to be a squeeze, a potential squeeze, the actual probability of the squeeze on Friday is on Wednesday. So we have 2 more days to wait, really. And even on Wednesday, we can only pinpoint to say like a 60% chance of having a squeeze, or 70% chance of having a squeeze. Of course, like everything have to align, right? The stars have to align. Like we have to have volumes coming in. We have to have some sort of like a mild catalyst to like induce the stock to go up. But yeah, at this point, don't be too hopeful for that. But we should also like pray. If you guys haven't gone to the church lately, maybe we should start going now. Okay, I think this is a time where we ask our Jesus friend that if the stock price goes up, I know you guys are gonna be really cheerful on the weekends, and it's not gonna be as much of a mental toll for you guys, and maybe some of you can pull out some of the money that you already made profit, because I really don't want to see the aftermath of sort of like the MMP short-term pullback really destroy all of your mentals. And as you know, that bad mental sort of state also makes your bedroom manners really bad too, guys. And I care about you, I care about your family, especially care about all of the endeavors that you guys are gonna do. in your bedroom, outside of a bedroom, those kind of things, you know. But anyways, I think this is it for this video. And oh, never mind, I forgot to talk about tomorrow's price point. So if we're being super pessimistic, right? So we're expecting, so at this point we're expecting the stock to go down by like what 10% now, like at this point, right? So tomorrow we probably will see a, you know, by the end of the market close, probably like a $3.7, you know, minimum downside, right? Maximum downside probably like 3.5, right? It's just being pessimistic because at this point, none of the fundamentals actually matters anymore because in a grand scheme of things, this stock is already traded under a 250 moving average, and everything and a lot of the moving averages, if you don't mind me talking calculus, their slope, their derivative of their slope is like at a point of sort of like when a slope equals to 0. That means it tends to change direction, and we don't really want to see the direction to trend down. The healthy way for the stock to develop is either trend flat or trend flat to the top. And this week is really important because the 16th is the first option expiration day. And if the shorts keep doing this like this, and hopefully this is what shorts is doing. If this is actually retail selling plus the shorts, we're actually in trouble. And if this is just shorts doing their last sort of attempt of trying to squeeze it down as far as possible, it would actually probably work to our advantage. But by the 16th, if we are still at $3 per share or $3.95 to $4 per share, that means that our previous entire option table or option chain got blown, and hedges basically win for this cycle. And a lot of us will lost a lot of those option money there. This is why I think both the ape community and our community needs to understand the difference between option trading and actually holding the stock. And hopefully this weekend we can push out a video and further educate you guys on the leverage you take on by trading option, by just starting trading option, not even using your margin to trade option, and sort of how exactly theta and delta, theta decay and how delta really work, especially in a volatile situation right now, right? And another thing is, like in order to trigger a short squeeze, especially FTD short squeeze, why is it so important to hold onto the stock rather than holding on the option? I know a lot of you are going to be like, oh my god, if I buy the option, I will make much more. But in this situation, it's really better for all of us. It basically is game theory. It's really better for all of us if we just do the very simple buying stock option, buying stocks rather than doing options. Okay, but anyways, at the end of the video, I have to say, we're not financial advisors. We do not give financial advices, and everything we say on this channel is for shits and giggles only. And guess what, guys? Smash that like button because it means so much to us, and hopefully we get to beat the YouTube algorithm and more people get educated on this issue, and more people get educated on how hedge funds trying to annihilate our position as retail players. And hopefully by the end of this cycle we win, right? If we don't, we can't give up. And guys, please listen to what I said in this video and stop making yourself feeling so mentally pressured. I don't want to see anything bad happen to you guys because me and number two, we absolutely adores you guys. I know you guys love us and that we love you too. All right. Heart to heart moment. All right. See you guys on the upside tomorrow.